Hey there, guys. It's Ben, Fat Preacher Man here, and today I wanted to talk about principles of management. Managing people, managing a business. And I know some places don't like the term manager for whatever reason, but it's something that I believe in because it's not about thinking of people as things, because people are a resource. Their skills, their abilities, their personalities can be a resource. Now, one of the first things we need to talk about is attitude, because I'm of the firm belief that anybody with the right attitude can be taught anything. And I've always found that to be true no matter where I'm managing, no matter who I'm leading. If you have the right attitude, then you can learn it. If you have the wrong attitude, a negative attitude, then it's not going to be possible. We can't work together. And I've found that always to be true. No matter what job, I've worked in retail, I've worked in food, lots of different places, over 20 years of managing. And attitude is all the difference. And as a manager, your attitude will set the tone. So when you come in and your team is looking towards you for the day, for the week, the month, the quarter, the year, the total sum of the team's get up and go or failure starts with their attitude. So if you're a shift manager, if you're an assistant manager, if you're a store manager, it doesn't matter. Your attitude will be reflected in your team. Now, again, that's meaning they have to come to you with the right attitude. And if they don't, then, that's where you got to start rebuilding your team. Either get them on board with what you're about, or find new team members. Because some team members just won't get with the program. They won't understand that, why changes need to happen, what they can do to facilitate those changes. They won't see why their attitude needs to be positive. And yes, there can be negative things that come in, and situations, circumstances, customers, events, things that may cause people to have a momentary lapse in positivity. But that can't be the overall aura of your business. And again, no matter what type of business, that attitude is key, especially in today's environment when we're paying people so little and expecting so much. We pay people minimum wage and, pay them the bare minimum and expect them to give great service, expect them to be knowledgeable, to be friendly, to be helpful, to go out of their way to help us meet our goals. And their sole benefit is a subpar wage. Now, true, if some places they work hard, they can get ahead. But if they encounter negativity on the way up, if they see negativity from you, then why would they want to invest in that business or that so-called opportunity? Seeing negativity from the top down is not going to make me want to be a part of that. I need to see that, you may be challenged on your job, but overall, you see that there's a purpose behind it. And again, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be a doctor. You don't have to be saving lives. Every job can have a purpose and can make you feel like you're a part of something. And the opposite can be true. It's all about your attitude, how you approach the business, how you approach the management, how you approach your team. When we're correcting team members, it should never be about their personality. It should be about their behavior, because you can't change a person. But expecting someone to change fundamentally who they are because their personality doesn't jive with you or the business is a flawed idea, and it's going to result in problems. People take it personally when you expect them to change their personality. But a person with common sense and who is approached correctly can understand the need to change the behavior, especially if it doesn't line up with what you're trying to do in the business or them trying to get ahead. So that approaching that with the proper attitudes, using the proper words, the proper verbiage with people, letting them know that yes, there's challenges, being honest. It's a way that you give the information. That again is part of your attitude, the way you carry yourself. Sometimes it's hard to smile, but it's definitely better to force that smile than it is to carry around that negative looking frown and that sullen look, because again, people are going to see that and pick up on it, know that they are not here enjoying this. They don't get anything out of this except a paycheck. And again, like I said, with what we're paying most people, even in the beginning of management, it's not worth it for just a paycheck to force past negative attitudes and personas. And so to cultivate the right attitude, the way that I look at the business is, what am I doing to affect it? If I'm doing all that I can and still no change, positive change is happening, then I have to ask myself, am I a right fit for the business? Because if I'm doing all I can and my team is doing all they can and we're not getting results, we're not getting the changes that maybe upper management, corporate wants, if we're not getting the results that are fair, because you will find businesses that expect unfair results, but you have to be honest with that. Looking at their expectations and saying, oh, we can't do that, again, that's a negative attitude. Challenging your team to rise to the occasion, challenging yourself to rise to the occasion is also a way to cultivate a great attitude. Letting them know that, we maybe not have done that before, or things were different, or we lost a good teammate. Yeah, that happens. That's part of business. Not everybody is going to stay in the same job for 5, 10, 20 years. Not everybody's going to want to stay in the same position. Sometimes people within a corporation might get promoted and have to go to another store, look for another opportunity so they can better themselves. One of the things I found in fast food was that good people with the right attitude don't stay crew people or associates or the lowest level. They either get promoted or they find a better job. Because again, you're paying them garbage, expecting top-notch performance, holding them accountable for that, and then when they don't deliver, so if they can deliver and if they are performing, that's a person you do want to promote. And having that attitude of, I don't like the idea of losing this person, but I'd rather help them get ahead, that positive attitude, let them know that I'm here to help you. It makes your job easier. The more that people know around you, the easier it'll make your job. Trying to do everything yourself, having that attitude of overbearing control because some people make mistakes, well, that's how we learn. So you're there to support them. You're there to make sure that the mistakes they make aren't catastrophic. Because almost any mistake in a business can be recovered from, with the proper planning. So having that attitude and teaching them that, hey, I'm here, I'm your training wheels, I'm helping you learn. And that, again, it'll take pressure off you, because the more people that know how to do something and they become more invested in the business, know they have an opportunity, know that you care about them, know that your attitude is just as positive as the one that you are trying to elicit from them. So that investment with the proper attitude lets them know, hey, this may be where you're at now, but that doesn't have to be where you stay. So looking for there to return that investment, you giving to them you getting the right output. Again, if you're not getting the results that you want to get from that person, you manage them, you talk to them, and you approach in such a way where you give positive feedback and corrective feedback. The positive is perfectly acceptable and often should be done in public. The corrective should be done in as private a setting as possible. And even if you catch somebody doing, somebody that you thought was the diamond in the rough, and you invest in them, and they just horribly fail you. They go against everything. They steal from your business. They let you down. Whatever the case may be, you cannot let that affect your attitude with your other employees, or even the way that you approach them when you have to let them go, because that's how you avoid those situations where people blow up or want to hurt you or want to hurt the business. If they've known the expectations, known that they're going to be held accountable for their actions, and you tell them these things again with the right attitude, the positive reinforcement, then they'll have no reason to be upset. They'll have no reason to lose control if and when, God forbid, you have to fire them. When you have to give them corrective action, if you have to write them up, because you're only holding them accountable to what was told to them. Again, this goes back to that attitude. If you have the right attitude to hold everyone accountable, not just the people that you don't like, not just the people that are messing up constantly, but everyone needs to be held to the same standard and to the same level of positive accountability. You know, for example, somebody may be great at one particular task, but on another particular task they keep missing the mark. You know, let's say you have somebody in charge of scheduling, they do a great job, schedules are out on time, they're meeting the budgeted hours, all those things. That's great. But when it comes to assigning daily tasks, they're not getting everything done, assigned, because they're not following up. So, approaching a person like that, you know, a person named April, come here, we need to talk. So I've seen, you've been doing great with the schedules. Thanks for that. It's big help. One of the things that I see that you do need to still work on, though, is the daily chores, daily tasks. Are you following up? Don't assume. Don't present it in such a way that you think you know everything. And then if she says, yes, well, things aren't getting done, so what can I do to help you make sure that things get done? Make sure you're giving your team the tools they need. Not only, physically, but mentally. People need to know that they have your support. And again, that's all attitude. Positive attitude lets them know, I'm here, I believe in what you're doing. I've not only put you in a position because I needed someone in the position, but I believe in you. That's why I'm trusting you, making sure that the team knows that this person I've promoted or I've given this task to, you're responsible for answering to them. So that is all part and parcel of who we're called to be, what we're called to do, the way we're called to do it as managers. So, again, I cannot overstress the importance of attitude in every day, every situation when it comes to managing any type of business. When it comes to your personal life, if you get good at it in a job setting, you can get good at it in your personal life. And other ways too. I like I said, I was a manager. I'm also a pastor. Having that positive attitude when you approach someone who needs correction in that way. As a father, approaching your children with positivity, letting them know that this is about their behavior, not about them as a person, as your child, that you love them, that this correction, that this change that you need them to do is just because it needs to be done. And again, you setting that example, that goes right in hand with the attitude. You can't have a negative attitude and expect your team to have a positive attitude. You have to lead by example. So be positive, be motivated. Look, when change comes down the line, don't bash it, don't hate on it, embrace it, and that will help your team embrace it. If you have any questions, any ideas, any comments, hit me up below, send me a message, or check me out on Facebook. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and hope you have a great time managing. I know managing a team that works well and that I've helped assemble and help train, that's been one of the most fulfilling things in my life. So, good luck to you. Jesus bless you.